Good day, children. Welcome again to this class. So today we'll do the part 3 of Mother's Day. And this Mother's Day is very long, and I suppose 4 or 5 parts will go in that. So the other day we saw that the mother, she went inside the kitchen and she brought the glass and the drink for herself. And when she comes out to the drawing room, the sitting room, the children, both of them, they were talking to each other and they were laughing, they were giggling, they were trying to hide their laugh from the mother. And the mother gets angry and she scolds them, why you are talking like this and why you are laughing. And you shouldn't talk like grown-ups, you should be of your age only. So the son, he says, can't we laugh? So mother says, it's funny and that you are laughing, and then you are saying, can't we laugh? Dory say, you never understand our jokes, mom. We are just having a joke and you will not able to understand what we want to say. So she started yawning and she said, I feel sleepy at your jokes, so you better don't tell me. So the daughter, she says, what have we done? Why you are behaving like this? So she said, nothing. You all go out for the work, then you come back, then you order me, and then after that again you go back in the evening, and then you come in the night. So all the time you are going out and coming in and ordering me, but I'm here in the house, you are not at all thankful to me. So the son says, alright, if you are not getting tea ready for me, let me go and have something to eat in the kitchen. So mother says, alright, go and help yourself. And then Cyril, he goes back and he says that the whole day I have been working and this I have to hear. So the daughter also says same thing with me. I work whole day and there is no regard for me, nothing for me. So Mrs. Pearson says, the mother says, I work for 8 hours. And Cyril said, yes, 8 hours. And I also work for 8 hours. And daughter, she says, I also work for 8 hours. So mother also says, I also work for 8 hours and it's enough. Now I'm not going to work for more than 8 hours. And for 40 hours week for all now. So we all are working for, you all are working for 40 days, 40 hours a week. So the same thing will be with me. I will also work for 40 hours a week. And after that, for 2 days in the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, I will go on a holiday. I am not going to work anymore. So both daughter and son, they get angry. What has happened to the mother? And they stare at the mother, and she's just opening the bottle and having drink. So Cyril, the son, he says, let me go inside, and then he goes in. Doris, she says to her mother, you're not going to do anything on Saturday and Sunday. She's so much puzzled. She's saying, you're not going to work on Saturdays and Sundays. So she said, no, I'm not going to do anything. And she said, I might make a bed or two or do a bit of cooking as a favor. I'll do a little bit of work. I will not do all the work in the house. She said, I have been asked very nicely and thanked for everything and generally made a fuss of it. Means I work so much and still you all take out mistakes in that. But any of you 40-hour weekers who expect to be waited on hand and foot on Saturday and Sunday, and you all work 40 hours a week, and then on Saturdays and Sunday you want me to work for you all. So she said, no, I'm not going to work, and then that will be a weekend for me. I will enjoy the weekend. So Doris, she gets angry. Mother says, I could not do with a change. I could do with a change, means I want a change. and I'm stuck over here every day. I'm not going out week after week, day after day. I'm working over here, no change for me, and no thankfulness for me. So Doris says, where would you go? So where you're going to spend your weekend? So she said, it's my business, nothing you have to do with me. I will do whatever I want. So she says, that's different. She says, the mother says, yes, I'm a lot older than you and I can look myself. So it's you who should do the asking. So I should ask you because you are a daughter, you are younger to me. So I will ask you. So the daughter asks, did you fall down somewhere? Did you hit your head? Why you are behaving like this? You might have got hurt in your head. That's why you are speaking like this. So mother said, no, nothing has happened to me. I'll hit you in your head if you don't stop asking silly questions. You are asking silly questions to me, so I'm going to hit you now. So Doris, she starts crying, and then mother says to her, don't cry like a baby, and you are old enough to go out with a Charlie. With Charlie you are going, and you should behave properly. And when these two are talking, the father who is George, he enters. And then he says, what is going on? What is this? Can't be anything to cry about. Why you're crying about? He asks the daughter. So daughter says, you see for yourself why I'm crying. And then she goes inside, and George, he looks at his wife, what she's doing. Did you say you'll see? Yes. What did she mean? Better ask. So George said, she's saying, you see. So mother said yes. And then he asked what she wants to me, what she meant by that. So mother says, you better go and ask her. Then again, he looks that his mother is sitting, his wife is sitting with a stout. He's saying stout. So she said, yes. What are you drinking stout for? Means why you are drinking this? Because I like it. The mother said, I like it. All this time of day, means at this time of day you are drinking? Yes. What's wrong? I have enough time. I have sufficient time to do all this. Any time I can sit and do this. So George, the husband, he said, I suppose Annie, but I have never seen you do it before. So his wife, means Mrs. Pearson's name is Annie, and he says to her, okay, I have never seen you doing like this. So she said, you are seeing me now. You can see me now what I am doing. So the husband says, yes, I am looking at you, but I don't like it. I am surprised that you are doing like this. So Mrs. Pearson says, it's a change. So husband asks, what change? So she says, I must be some time since you were surprised at me, George. Means, I want you to be surprised at me. Don't like surprise. I am all for a steady going. You ought to know that by this time, by the way, I forgot to tell you this morning, I won't want any tea. So he said, I don't like surprises. The husband said to his wife that I don't like surprises. And you know, I'm a peculiar man, I'm steady going. I like all the things going on in a systematic way. So I should not be surprised with all these things. Don't bring surprises to me. And he said to her, okay, I forgot in the morning to tell you that I won't be having tea in the evening. And I'm going for the special snooker match in the club tonight. And a bit supper will be there, so no tea. So our wife says, that's all right, there isn't any tea. If you'll ask also, there is no tea. So he says, what do you mean by this? You're not going to get anything ready? She said, yes, and a good thing too, and it's turned out. Means now I've decided that I'm not going to prepare tea for you all when you'll come in the evening. So the husband says, That's all very well, but suppose I want some. She said, okay, but if I ask you that I want some tea, then she says, listen to the man. At first he's saying that he doesn't want tea, and now he's saying that if I want tea, then what will happen? So she said, ever tried that at the club? Did you ever try that in the club? She said, what I tried? Going up to the bar and telling him, then you don't want a glass of beer, but you are annoyed because they haven't already poured it out. So in the bar, if you go and then you ask them that don't take out beer for me, and then they will take out, or they will not take out for you, and you will get angry at them ki why you have not given me beer. Try on them and you will see what you get. And if you do like this over there, asking, first going and saying that I don't want, and then you get angry at them ki why you didn't take out the beer for me, because I have come to take it. You try this over there, then you see what will happen. So the husband says, I don't know what you're talking about, what all nuisance you're talking about. She said, they laugh at you even more than they do now. So they are going to laugh at you. George, laugh at me? They don't laugh at me. So he said, they don't laugh at me. So wife says, you ought to have found that out by this time. You all don't know anything about it. By this time you must be knowing what is going on in the club, what people call you. They just call you Pompey Pearson because they think you are so slow and pompous. Means you are slow at work, you are fat. So they call you Pompey Pearson. So he got horrified, he got angry at her, said, never, they don't call me. So she says, it's always beaten me. Why you should want to spend so much time at a place where there is always laughing at you behind. So she says to him, I don't know what kind of a person you are. Why you want to spend your time over there where people make fun of you, they laugh at you and behind your back, and they call you different names, leaving your wife at home, and your wife is sitting at home, who is waiting for you, who is hardworking, who always think about you. So you leave her at home, and you night after night you spend your time in the club. And instead you should take your wife out on errands, and then you should enjoy yourself with her. And you just let people make fool of you. And by this time Cyril enters, and he has got a glass of milk in his hand and a thick slice of cake. And George, he looks at his son and he says, Cyril, you have been with me to the club once or twice. Okay? Once or twice I took you to the club with me. Do people laugh at me? Do they call me Pompey Pearson? So the son says, yes, Dad, I'm afraid they do. And he says, yes, they call you Pompey Pearson. So he looks staggered, means he's feeling embarrassed. So he said, oh, it will be damned. Then George, he goes away from there, and then he thinks that something hit on her head, and that's why she's behaving like this. And then Mrs. Pearson, she started doing her work again, and then rest we'll read in the next class, children. And I hope you must have understood the conversation that was going on in this. And again I want to tell you that Pearson's body is there and the spirit of Mrs. Fitzgerald is working. The speaker is Mrs. Fitzgerald, who is behaving with the family. So that's all for today, children. Good day and good luck.